Okay, we're back. This video is gonna come out of left field, and it's just gonna be a boring video going over some analytics in Yahoo Fantasy. I feel like this would be good for my channel since you guys love League of Legends, you guys love analytics. However, this is something I do on the side in terms of playing fantasy, whether it's fantasy football, fantasy basketball. I've been doing this for about 2 years, I would say, at this point. And as you can see, just so you can get a look at what I've done in fantasy basketball, my first ever league was 2023. That was the first time I started, and we went all the way down to last place, 10th place, and we ended up finishing the league in second place, and I got a second place silver trophy right here. So I definitely learned a lot playing the basketball one. However, football, this is actually my first year doing football, right? And I'm in 3 leagues. Most in 3 leagues in basketball, but I can make a separate video for that one. I got 3 leagues in football, all 2024. I have my main one over here, an NFC lease, and then I have 2 random Yahoo leagues that I'm in. So we're just gonna hop into this, go over an analysis of the week before, and I'm gonna set my lineups and explain what I'm gonna do for each week. All right, so we're gonna be an overview in the league. We got the 3 leagues. We're gonna go in order and set our lineup. So these 2 Yahoo ones I've actually drafted really well, I would say, and these came after this one. This NFC lease was my first ever league I drafted in. I didn't know what I was doing when I was drafting. I literally auto drafted. So I'm working uphill at the moment. So we're gonna hop into this one and set our lineup. So this was from the previous week. This is week 11. Right now, we're projected to lose 37%. I have 108 to his 97. This guy's Assad. I think I lose this week 11, because he has Mixon, who still hasn't played a match, projected to get 15 points, right? And Mixon, if you check him out, he's getting at least 16 a game, So I pretty much lost this week. I'm fine with it. We're working the uphill battle. If we check this past week that happened, we had Jaden Daniels on my team. He only got 14 points. Daniels, you check, he went against the Steelers. Not the Steelers, my bad. He went against the Eagles, and they're ranked 29th in allowing points for quarterback. So he, from what I've seen with Jaden Daniels, he's always having a bad game against good defenses. He got 8 points against Steelers. Back then he's, what is this? Is this Chicago? I don't really believe in this one. But yeah, these last 2 games, he's just been having a rough patch. So that kind of just messed up my week, to be honest. Against this Joe Burrow, who had 29. I have Pickens, one of the best wide receivers, top 5, especially with Russell Wilson behind him. This guy has 12, almost 13 points for the week. Pickens has just been going off for me. One of the best pickups I've had. He started off really slow because they had, I think, with Justin Fields. And started slow. About week 7, started going off, getting more targets. Like that, 9 targets, 5 targets. Doesn't get too many touchdowns, but he's been getting a lot more yards. 111, 74, 91, right? So he's averaging more yards now. So he's been doing really well, and he has a nice schedule. Look, Cleveland, second most allowing. Cincinnati, Cleveland again, right? Rough patch with Philadelphia, but then he comes back with Baltimore. He's gonna have an amazing rest of the season. I have to keep him on there. Mayers, am I saying it right? Mayers. This guy, I'm looking to trade because he's he's such a solid, I would say backup wide receiver. But to be my starter, I'm not sure, because this guy gets so many targets, right? 11, 7, 9, 10, so many targets. However, he has a rough end of the season. You know what? Actually, he does have a good rest of the season. 5th, 9th, 6th. But I'm not sure about this because he doesn't have a great quarterback in Minshew, and it's just like, you know, what are you gonna do? Like I'm just, you know, I don't believe in him right now, but he's a really good pickup that I got. I might hold on to him. I'm not too sold on him. This week he didn't have such a great week, and almost 7 points, going against Cup on the other side. Forgot to mention this guy I'm going against has Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's a monster. So there's that. Then I have Dobbins. Dobbins, I'm not a big fan of. It's very like wishy-washy, but he really comes in clutch at moments. He's gonna have a hard next few games, but he seems to perform better when it's a harder matchup, right? Denver, Cleveland, Cincinnati. They got 18 for me. So he'll probably stay in my starting lineup. I'll keep him. He's only a rank 34. There's a lot more better running backs out there, but this is the best I have at the moment. Najee Harris for the Steelers. I picked him up recently, like last week, I think. This is my first week with him. He had 11 points. That is actually very good for him. However, if you can see down here, show my bench players, I have Rachaad White, who we'll speak about this guy later on, who's been on a tear. And Rachaad White right now, I'm heavily leaning towards putting Rachaad White over this guy. Like I said, this guy has Mixon, who still hasn't played. I'm pretty sure he beats me because of that. Unless Mixon gets injured, just has a bad game out of nowhere. Najee Harris is he's just a solid starting lineup running back. This guy has DeAndre Swift, which is really just, you know, projected to go off, get 15. So he really wins that matchup there. Then my favorite matchup, Brock Bowers, or as I like to say, Brock Bowser, because this guy is a monster. And he's one of my favorite NFL players to watch this season. 24 points, hit a season high yesterday or the other day. And against Miami, who ranks 25th in in points allowed. This guy has 16 targets, 126 receiving yards, right? 13 receptions. This guy is really just a monster. Like, seriously, this guy is really just a monster on the field, and nobody can stop him. He's just missing the quarterback to come along with it. But this guy is really just taking the storm. Him and Travis Kelce are like top 2 right now in tight ends. But this guy, I think, is rank 1 at the moment. This guy's really a monster. It's a nice pickup. The way I got him on my team with a trade wasn't the best. We had to give up Josh Allen early in the season. I should show. Well, let me go back. I will show my team early on this season. This guy had Kittle. Surprisingly, Kittle is really nice too. Bowers is still better, but Kittle is having a hamstring problem, so I got lucky on this one. He got out. Then this is where it starts to suffer a bit. I picked up Aaron Jones last week. I really like this guy. I have him in my other leagues who has performed well. But there's a part of me, I don't know if he just had a bad game or he's just having a bad stretch. But he's not. I'm a hold on to him. But part of me wants to sub in Bucky. Where's Bucky? My guy Bucky. And we'll speak about the Tampa Boys later, like I said. This guy had McLaurin, I have Jaden Daniels, and as you can see, they both had a bad game against the Eagles. This guy only had 2 targets, 10 yards. This was one of his worst games. So we won on that matchup still, surprisingly. And then we have, our guy Justin Tucker, top 6 kicker in the league. This guy is cool. Nothing much to say about that. And I picked up the Rams defense about a week ago. The Rams have been on a tear lately on defense. You got last 5 games, 17, 6, 22, 7, 9. Been really good. When I started out the season, I had the 49ers. But the 49ers just really give you 4, 6, 3. Nothing crazy. They're just consistent. This guy, Kansas City lost. They had a bad game against Buffalo. And that's that. And then there's on my bench, we have Tyrone Tracy. Guy is he's projected to have many rushing attempts coming up, since he's their new RB1 at the moment, from what I hear. And the other guy was Singletary. He's not gonna be they're not gonna use him as much as Tyrone. Tyrone is a rookie, from what I hear, so he has been coming in clutch. Have a great game. Sometimes you have a underperforming game, but you can still use them at times. Then my 2 favorite people on my team, Rachaad White, got him from Auto Draft, and Bucky Irvin. My 2 favorite players. They're not my best players, but my favorite players. Because I got these 2 off of Auto Draft because I didn't know what I was doing in the draft. My first ever draft, I auto drafted. They gave me both of them. I don't know how. And early on this season, they kind of sucked, to be honest. But then Mike Evans got injured. And what's the other guy? Godwin got injured. So now most of their points are coming from these guys. And if you could see what happens between them, they have a synergy. So Rachaad White is the one that gets the yards. He's the one that gets more attempts. 10 attempts, 3 attempts, 6 attempts, 10. He's getting more yards. And then they use Bucky, on the other hand, for the touchdowns. See, he gets a touchdown. They don't really use him for the yards too much. So it's kind of like Rachaad White is definitely the better one that you want. He's a rank 74 versus Bucky's rank 79. But you kind of want to pair them together because they're going to just go off. And they went off the other week. I had them 16 and 16. So a part of me, we're going to set my next lineup coming up. I'm not going to really look at this guy's bench too much. We already dealt with his starting lineup. And we have Sam Darnold. And then this guy Watson just picked him up. He went off for some reason. All right. So we're going to set a lineup for next week. Week 12. This is going to be week 12. Star active players. We're keeping Pickens. Daniels, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to go with Sam Darnold this week. Daniels is really good, but he's had the last 3 games I would say have been really rough for him. He had 19 against the Giants, 8 against Pittsburgh, and 14 against Philadelphia. Maybe he has a good game, but I don't want to bet on it. I'm going to take the safe bet. We have Sam Darnold, who we just picked up. He's just came back. He's having wrist problems, but he just had a good last game, 23. So I'm just going to throw him in. And we'll just use him for now. Pickens, we'll keep Pickens because Pickens is Pickens. Mayers, I don't have another wide receiver, so I have to use him. Dobbins is going to stay for me. I like Dobbins. Here's where it gets interesting. We have Najee Harris, but the Tampa boys are going against the Giants. So for Rachaad White, I'm going to put as start over Najee Harris. I'm making an executive decision to start him. Brock Bowers stays. Like I said before, executive decision, Bucky Irvin going in my flex over Aaron Jones. executive decision to put these two, because these two are going to dominate the Giants, because the Giants are just the Giants, you know. So this is my lineup for next week: Sam Darnold, George Pickens, Meyers, Dobbins, White, Bowers, and Irvin. I think that's a good lineup. I don't know about Tyrone Tracy. I don't really feel like putting them in this week. I'm really trusting I haven't started White or Bucky Irvin in a long time. Just to give you an idea of how far we came, this is my week 1 lineup. We used to have Josh Allen. We used to have CeeDee Lamb. We used to have DJ Moore, Stevenson, Laporta, Tank Dell. But this team has really changed throughout the season. And I just scammed some guy with CD, because CD just has so many bad things going for him at the moment, with the lack of Dak Prescott, so many injuries. He hasn't been getting his, he's been struggling this season. So I gave him up. Who I got in return, I don't remember that trade too much. I got somebody back. But what we're gonna do, we started a lineup for that one. Now I'm gonna quickly go through the other 2 leagues, because this was my main league that I mainly play in. Let me go over my other 2 leagues. I changed the title. I don't know why it still says Brian's, but it's supposed to be Breezy B Football for all 3 of them. Here's my next lineup. We did have a rough. Jaden Daniels really killed my week. You know, that's really what it came down to. You know, this one I lost. We have Jaden Daniels 14, Tyreek Hill 15. We have Sutton for 11, Kieran Williams for 8, surprisingly, and Dobbins with 18, Alex Jones with 4 again. Sanders kicked a lot, he had 11, and Los Angeles had 9. So this week, I could have won this week. I'm going to set my lineup for this one. And we had a Russell Wilson. This other league, I actually made a lot of changes. Click on my picture. Right? Lots of waivers going down. So what's going to happen here, week 12, we're adding Dallas Goddard, and we're going to drop Zach Ertz, right? That's what's going to happen. But you know what? Zach Ertz just had a great game. Should I keep this and play then? Or should I just drop Jake Ferguson? He's a rank 225. I think we're going to keep Zach Ertz. Cancel this waiver. How do you cancel this? Cancel this waiver. Right. Go back. Players. Right. And we're going to go Goddard. And we're going to add him. Right. And we're going to drop. Not Zach, it's Ferguson. That's what we're going to drop. Create that one. Alright. So we got that one. Let's head back to overview. Come back here. Check out my team. That looks much better. Let me order these in order. So this one is going to be waiver 1 priority. This one's going to be number 3, and then this one's going to be 4. Change the priority because I want Jared Goff. I don't know who dropped him, but I want to pick him up. I'm going to drop my Russell Wilson. We're going to add Dallas Goddard. Drop Ferguson. Just in case the Goff one doesn't go through, I have a Stafford one to add, and we'll drop Wilson. And then I just want Javonte Williams because Ray Davis is just a waste of time. So now we're going to go to week 12 for this league. Same thing, start active players. And then let's fine tune. I don't trust in Jaden Daniels this week. So after the transaction comes in, we're going to start either Goff or Stafford, whoever comes in. I think I'm going to keep Tyreek Hill because it's Tyreek Hill. He's really just a monster. At least he averages at least 10 minimum, and he gave 15 last game, so that's him. Sutton has been going off. 13, 19, 16, 11. I will keep him for now. Really don't have another wide receiver to deal with, so we'll just keep that there. We have Kieran. Keep him as a running back. I might flex him. No, I'll just keep him there. He just had 2 rough games. I don't know what's happening with him. Maybe he brings it back. Then we have Dobbins. It's Dobbins. You gotta just keep him there. Once we get Goddard, you know what is that? Might just start Zach Ertz. He had a good game. Right. Once I get Goddard, maybe I put him in. I'm not sure yet. And then my flex is between Aaron and Tony Pollard. I think Aaron Jones has he's going against Chicago. We're gonna have to keep Aaron Jones there. I think Tony Pollard has a harder matchup against Houston. They actually have good defense. So I'm just gonna keep Aaron Jones here. He's only had 4 this game, but it's Chicago. They really suck. So just keep him in there. And then that will be my lineup for this week for this league. Not too bad. We just have to wait for all the waivers to come in, and we could get going on that. Then we have our last league. This one I'm actually doing pretty well in. I'm 5th place. This week, I think we won this week. Yeah, we won this week. Surprisingly, we have Wilson with 7 points. Don't understand it. He's actually really good. He just doesn't suck. He just sucks with fantasy. He has 7 points, 205 passing yards. He did not get a touchdown. That's the thing this game. This one he had 3. This one he had 1. He didn't even get a touchdown. I like Russell Wilson as a player, but for fantasy, hell no, I gotta drop him. This guy had Lamar Jackson, who only had 15 because the Pittsburgh Steelers have some of the best defense. We had Christian Kupp or Cooper Kupp with 25 fantasy points, and this guy had 13 with Addison. That was a good game for him. Mayers didn't do anything. This guy had Deontay Johnson with 0. Did he not play? He only had 2 targets. I don't know what happened with him. We had Breece Hall on this team. This is my guy. 27 season high, 27 points per fantasy points. I have to watch out because he has a bye week next week, so we're gonna have to see who we're gonna put in. Let's get Rashad White. He put him in on the bye week. I don't even think he's playing too much. Like, he has so many people on the bench. Well, he doesn't even have a backup. That's kind of sad. Then we have Kareem Hunt, who is, it might be time to take him out eventually. Maybe not. He has 2 good games right here against the Cardinals and against the Raiders. We'll see, because we do have what's this guy's name, Javonte Williams, and we could possibly throw Pollard in there. It's gonna be a rough week for us, to be honest. This next one, this guy is Stevenson on the Patriots. Stevenson's actually really nice. He's kind of like the star player, you know, beside Drake May. They give him all the touchdowns, but he hasn't had a touchdown in a while, which is surprising. They have Hunter Henry, not really a good pick. Surprisingly, Travis Kelce did not have, well, he went against Buffalo. He did not have a good game. 4 targets, 2 receptions, only 8 yards. Very bad game for him. He'll probably bring it back next week against the Cardinals. Tony Pollard, only 3. He's gonna have, I feel like he's gonna have another bad game next week as well against Houston. But we can't do much because we have to put him in still. This guy had a bye week. He had 2 people with a bye week. I feel like this is just an easy one, this Christian guy. I have Tucker, Kansas City. I feel like dropping Kansas City on this league to get like Los Angeles or something. But who knows? Maybe I just keep it. Okay, cool, New Orleans. All right, this is gonna be my 3rd league. We're gonna click here. All right, now we're gonna hit. I do have a waiver for Justin Herbert to drop Wilson. What I am going to add is, if I go to players, just in case I don't get Herbert, I want to make sure I get somebody. So I'm going to take Bo Nix right here. No, I can't take Bo Nix because you know why? I can't take somebody with a bye week because I have Jaden Daniels. Right? Go back. Oh no, I have Sam Darnold on my bench. Right? No bye week. So just in case, go back to add player. Just in case I don't get Herbert, I want to put a second waiver in for, we'll do Bo Nix. I guess so. Second best available. And then we'll drop Wilson. Waiver 1 is Herbert. Waiver 2 is Bo Nix. I think we're just going to leave it like that. Okay, now we're going to go down. Week 12. Start active players. Right. And what we're going to do here, let me see. We're definitely going to have to take out Russell, right? So let me take out Russell right here. Put Sam Darnold. Boom. Perfect. We're going to use Sam Darnold because Sam Darnold's been doing well. Cooper Kupp. It's going to stay. Mayers is a hard one. McConkey did really good yesterday, and he has a good matchup. Mayers just has a bad matchup. I'm going to take the shot. I'm going to take the chance. I'm going McConkey this week here because the Chargers have been doing really well. Justin Herbert has been doing really good. Kareem Hunt has to stay, sadly. Hopefully he bounces back. You know, we'll use them as much as we can until Pacheco comes back. I think we have Pacheco in this team. Yeah, we do. Expected to return from reserve week 12 against the Panthers. So yeah, so this is gonna be last week for Hunt. He's probably gonna have to try his best to keep his position, but then they have Javonte, keep Kelsey, and then we have Pollard. It's gonna be a hard week because we have Breece Hall on a bye week. We really need Breece. I'm gonna have to start making some trades to get we might need another running back or some type of flex pick. Because I don't know if Tony Pollard has just fallen off or he's just having a few bad games, but we have to see going forward because he's not I haven't been getting production out of him. Right, so this is gonna be a rough week. If I go back to the matchups, week 12, you know, I'm definitely projected to have more, but I don't even think he set his lineup yet. Yeah, so we can't even tell. So that is gonna be the 3 weeks of fantasy for me this week. You know, like, this has to change. This is not my name. Hold on, it's supposed to be Breezy B Football. Save it, and then I'll put I'll put my LeBronto logo back. We'll keep these 3. This has been my hardest league at NFC because this is my first ever fantasy football league, and I auto drafted, which I should have never done. And it gave me 2 quarterbacks. I got Daniels and Josh Allen, you know, back-to-back rounds. So I wasted a lot of picks doing that. Because when you draft, you want to draft your quarterbacks late and don't fall for the trap like my auto draft did for me. But my other 2 leagues after that were all drafted by me. So these are handcrafted by me. This one and this one. This one, it still shows that I have. Let me see. Projected next week. 102. We gotta get Daniels out of there though. That's the thing. Once the waivers come in, I'm gonna switch Daniels out, and that's gonna be it. Let me know if you want more. Let me know if you want to see, maybe I have 3 basketball leagues that I'm a part of, if you want to see that. But thank you for watching. I'm Breezy, and I'm out.